Eric Bledsoe's contributions have been underwhelming to say the least, which is why I have decided to trade him until I saw this marvelous trade from the Washington Wizards general manager, in which I offer Eric Bledsoe, Brandon Wright, Wilson Chandler, and a future first-round pick for John Wall and Paul Pierce's contract. They accepted the terms of the deal, and it is official, ladies and gentlemen. John Wall, Jay Wizzy for Shizzy, my favorite point guard that isn't on the Los Angeles Lakers, is officially a New York Knick. Let's go, everybody. Smash that like button, guys. You already know we had to bring another bona fide superstar to MSG, and the reason why I went ahead and pulled the trigger on this trade is because Eric Bledsoe was very injury prone, and we really needed an extra oomph so we could go ahead and climb atop the Eastern Conference. But we really are going to need to outperform this game, because in John Wall's debut we are going up against the Indiana Pacers, which is going to be a huge test for us.
Shaq, Frank Vogel has gotten the most out of his Indiana team the last couple of years. What's his secret?
Well, he always demands defense. You have to play defense from start to finish if you want to play for this guy. Same goes for rebounding. You have to attack the glass, rebound the ball. He's really big on teamwork. He emphasizes teamwork all the time to get the job done. I know he has a lot of his players, but they love him, they respect him, and that's why they're a good team right now.
That's 3 or 4 areas that Frank Vogel getting it done in Indiana. Let's go now to Kevin Harlan, who is courtside.
What is going on, guys? You know it is. This your boy, the Fly Mike, the most aesthetic gamer on YouTube, back again with another NBA 2K15 MyGM episode. And before we get into this, we need to go in deeper on this John Wall trade, because it's a huge trade and it's not a perfect trade as many of you guys would assume. Sure, we brought another superstar that's very young, athletic, and can definitely be the future of the New York Knicks, along with Karl Anthony Towns and Tim Hardaway Jr., but we sacrificed a good amount as well, as John Wall gets his first assist as a New York Knick. And I want you guys to go ahead and look back at the trade. We gave up valuable bench depth in Wilson Chandler and Brandon Wright, and we also gave up a future first-round pick, which the New York Knicks were notorious for doing in the Isaiah Thomas era. So it is a little bit risky. In terms of the people that are going to say, Mike, that wasn't a fair trade, well, damn straight it was a fair trade. If you go ahead, sure, we gave up some expiring contracts, but John Wall was very disgruntled in Washington, D.C., playing for the Wizards for 5 years, not even sniffing the NBA Finals. He comes to New York, forms a super team with Carmelo Anthony, and has a bright future with Karl Anthony Towns and Tim Hardaway Jr. So honestly, I think this trade worked out marvelously for both sides, but I do not think that this trade catapulted us into NBA Finals contenders, and that's simply because we have terrible bench depth at this point. I have the likes of Rasul Butler. The only good player coming off of our bench probably is Langston Galloway, who is developing really well. I'm very happy with the trade because we got younger with the trade as well. John Wall's a year younger than Eric Bledsoe, despite being drafted in the same draft, but we might have to go ahead and redo and restructure our offensive philosophy. We are testing out currently if John Wall will be able to play within the triangle offense, but if not, that's okay. We have the likes of Steve Nash on our coaching staff, which should serve as a fantastic mentor to Mr. John Wall. And as you can see, John Wall picked his former jersey number, his old jersey number from college and high school when he was a Kentucky Wildcat and a Holy Ram, to be number 11. And look at John Wall right here, man, already making a statement, showing off the athleticism on the Indiana Pacers. Huge game for us, although it's very early in the season for us, but John Wall showed that he can come out and play, finding Tim Hardaway Jr. wide open for 3. You are not supposed to make that pass unless if your name is Mr. John Wall. And check this out, man, he just goes on a tear right here, fading away from George Hill, sinking that very long 2 to put us up by 1, but no matter what we do, the Indiana Pacers are not that far behind, but we are continuously trading baskets and trading buckets. And check this out, Jay Wizzy goes ahead, picks up a steal for us, just throws it up, and Tim Hardaway's gonna go get it and slam it nasty for us. Afterwards, you can see Langston Galloway is gonna come out with this steal, finding Tim Hardaway Jr., and oh my goodness, don't do it to him, Timmy, just slamming all over David West. But guys, if you have any suggestions for any other bench players we need to pick up, comment down below. I honestly think currently the route we are poised to go through is probably developing our current bench players, which is the likes of Bobby Portis. We could pick up another bench piece in the offseason because we do have an expiring contract, but we cannot really lean on that currently because we do not have much cap space, because we have John Wall, Carmelo Anthony, and etc. etc. Enes Kanter is also a very interesting option, whether we're going to retain his services or not, but that's for the offseason. Those are decisions that must be made later as opposed to sooner. But personally, comment down below if it was a good trade, bad trade, your thoughts on the trade, because this is possibly the biggest trade in New York Knicks history, maybe even bigger than the Carmelo Anthony trade, man. Not really sure. Well, we have to see. It depends on what John Wall contributes to the New York Knicks, as Karl Anthony Towns picks up the putback from Carmelo Anthony's miss right here. Going into the third quarter, guys, you can see we're trailing. Carmelo Anthony's going up against Luis Scola, and my oh my, Carmelo Anthony and Paul George really battled it out in this one, man. Paul George is gonna shake Tim Hardaway Jr. right here and slam it nasty in transition. But check it out, Carmelo Anthony just facilitating for Tim Hardaway Jr. as we cut the lead to 7. But no matter what we do, man, it just seems like we cannot catch up to the Pacers no matter how hard we try. I feel like we need a little bit more help, or we just need Mr. Anthony Towns to go ahead and develop as soon as freaking possible. And there's some brutal irony in this New York Knicks team if you guys paid attention. John Wall, Enes Kanter, and Karl Anthony Towns actually all played for John Calipari when they were in college for the Kentucky Wildcats. John Wall being there under Calipari's first year, Enes Kanter being in his second, and Karl Anthony Towns being in his 5th. So that's all some brutal irony for you. But check this out, man. Paul George, too much of a baller right here as he goes into the lane. Foul and one. That has just been consistent for him this game. It has been so difficult to stop Paul George for the duration of the game, no matter who I put on him. But this is the future of the Knicks. Check this out, man. We have a John Wall, Carmelo Anthony pick and pop going on here, and I know that might get you guys a little dizzy because that's a beautiful connection. John Wall kind of botches that pass, but check out this ball movement, finding him wide open for 3 as we cut the lead to 8. Later on, Paul Pierce gets some action, and this is a contract I need to get rid of no matter what the cost is. 2 years, $8 million. That could be going somewhere else, guys, and he has a team option or a player option for 1 more year. I am not about that Paul Pierce life, and that's because he is currently declining to a stupidly bad level. He is a 72 overall coming off my bench. He probably is gonna get bench warmer minutes, guys. I really don't think we could retain his services, and we got to get rid of him as soon as possible because that's valuable cap space that could go towards another contributor, and we are just one contributor away, or our rookies developing away from contending for an NBA championship. So you can see 2 minutes left to go in the game. John Wall and Carmelo Anthony are trying their best to get this win, huge win, to top the Eastern Conference standings. Although it is not that late in the season, I'd much rather beat the Pacers than to not beat the Pacers. So later on in this game, we make a mini comeback. We're able to get a 3 from Rasul Butler, and you already know how 2K is, guys. Whenever it's the end of the game, you're gonna make all of your 3s up until the last 3, which Carmelo Anthony's gonna miss right here. And John Wall, although he had a very impressive debut, is not gonna win his opener in a New York Knicks uniform. Guys, if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And by the way, thank you all for 40,000 subscribers. Flight Mike TV is officially 40K strong. But besides that, guys, I'm your boy, the Flight Mike, and I'm signing out. And who else to bring in than our one of our brand new champions, Quinn Cook, has tons of upside at the point guard position.